I'm Michelle Dortnack, founder of Unata Aerial Yoga, and today let's take an in-depth look at Janu Sirsasana, head to knee pose, sometimes known as knee to head pose. Janu Sirsasana, what is it, how to do it in the hammock, and maybe why would we want to do it in the hammock as opposed to on the floor. So let's take a look. Janu Sirsasana on the ground is a seated position. You bend one knee to bring the foot in close to the torso. You turn the upper body to face the other leg, and then you fold over. And basically what we're getting out of the position is a hamstring stretch, a stretch maybe for the back, but we're also twisting the spine. That's the important part. A little bit of a bend for this knee, so maybe you're working on flexibility in the knee, the ankle, and the hip on the other side. Energetically, it's a sitting posture while you're folding over the leg, so your brain is moving forward and down, and it's very easy to sustain. So as a result, it's a cooling position, very calming, soothing for our nervous system, grounding our energy. So let's take a look at Janu Sirsasana in the hammock. The thing about Janu Sirsasana in the hammock, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to show this one today in this series, is that we haven't had one actually inside the hammock yet. And that is exactly what this is. So to some extent, the look of the position and the feel of the position is going to be very similar to the version that is on the floor. Because we're going to use the hammock as if it was a floor. It is a floor, really. It's just a softer floor. So as I sit inside of it, and I know you can't see me very well, but you can imagine, I just simply bend the right knee, I take my upper body and I fold it over the left leg. And that's all there is to it on that level. So they're very similar. Now I'm going to expose my lower legs so that I can show you some details and maybe perhaps also explain a little bit why you would want to use a hammock, or how you can use a hammock, I should say, to improve the position for you. So I've got this fabric that's right in between my thighs. And because I'm sitting in the hammock, it's sort of stretching the fabric a little bit, and it makes it a little bit tighter as a result. So as I press against this fabric here, that's in between the thighs, if I push from the inside out, it gives a little bit of resistance. Now it's not the same level of resistance as a brick wall, say, but it is something, and it is something that is going to help me with stability and leverage to help me get my body to twist and to turn around and to face over the left leg. So as I cover my right leg again, but I'll keep my lower left leg exposed, I bend the right knee, and that hammock that's in between the thighs, that sort of blue almost wall, right? I'm going to tuck that behind my right shoulder before I've even folded over the leg. And as I do that, then the hammock itself is actually helping me try to twist. Then I can also use the other side of the fabric, so it's not on the inner thigh, but on the outer thigh. I use my left elbow sort of pushing against that wall. Once again, it's causing a little bit of resistance, so it's giving me some leverage to help me actually continue turning my torso, my chest, to face over what's going to be my left, quote-unquote, straight leg. Now, I can fold over just like this and use my right elbow either on the left side of the leg or on the right side. It won't matter, just whatever's helpful for me to help me actually continue to fold. Because I've exposed my lower leg, it's pretty easy for me to fold over, even if I had extremely tight hamstrings. And so then I can keep this about a back stretch and something as a twist for the spine. And if I want to work more on straightening out through the leg, then I can maybe get a bit of a hamstring stretch there. You could also do this with the fabric covering a little bit or the whole thing. It may depend a little bit on your flexibility, but also your preferences. It's easy enough to bend the left knee while you're here if you need to, if you want the support, but your hamstrings don't really let you fold so easily. In terms of the other leg, I'm still getting this sort of stretch or flexibility, working towards flexibility for the right knee, the right hip, and even the right ankle or foot. If your knee doesn't like bending that much, on the floor, you wouldn't necessarily put the foot very close in so that your knee could be, not stressed. Well, the same thing in the hammock. There's nothing about this hammock that's like making my knee bend more than it wants to. It's very easy to manage. So the advantages we get from the floor, we can still do those here in the hammock as well. And those are small little details, little tips for you. The last thing I want to point out is the energetic quality. So with the Janu Sirsasana on the floor, I had said that it's soothing, calming, grounding. Well, in the hammock, even though you're not technically on the grounding, you might still feel a little bit of this floating around. So it's not grounding in that way. However, by being inside your own little cocoon, being in your own little world, it's a little bit sort of darker, maybe a little quieter on some level. You feel that you can go more inside. And so it is actually soothing in a similar way to the Janu Sirsasana on the floor. And for some people, it maybe even feels a little bit more soothing, more calming for their nervous system. So that was the Janu Sirsasana in depth. And once again, I'm Michelle Dortanack of Unata Aerial Yoga.